Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to my TJ Toe Tap channel, and this is Tips with T with me. All right, welcome back. Thank you guys for all the great support that you guys had in my last podcast. I uploaded the day of because I think I kind of like messed up the time, and I was like, oh shit, today's Tuesday, and I didn't upload, so I just did like a little quick, not a little quick, but I just recorded it and I uploaded it the same day. But I'm doing this on a Monday, so I can like maybe edit it a little bit, go through it a lot more, and do the clips I can to post on my other social media. But yeah, but again, thank you guys for continuing supporting my channel. Neat update. Basically, I say it's at like 40% right now. I'm able to bend it 90 degrees when I'm sitting down. I'm able to like unlock my brace for me to actually like put some bend to it, and like extending it, flexing my hip, my quads, all that good stuff. Only good news. I can almost walk on it. I don't want to walk on it consistently, but I'm still using my crutches over there to at least get me to A to B. And I'm still doing my physical therapy twice a day, doing my leg raises, my quad flexions, my freaking range of motion, like all that stuff. And and yeah, just kind of it's taking time to heal, but I'm not really in a rush right now because like I also love being in this environment in my life where like this state in my life where like I have no choice but to stay still and like rest and like take a deeper take it take a step back and reflect on like everything I did before I had this surgery, the decisions I made, the people I became friends with, the choices that led me to be in the situation right now, and this is like almost the same thing of like what I'm gonna say in this podcast, because in this podcast I want to talk about not beating yourself up too much and give yourself grace, and I also want to talk about reassurance, because like I know a lot of us love reassurance from like a significant other or like a friend or like we just love that reassurance, like making sure like we all cool, but yeah, I'll dive deeper into that. But first and foremost, I want to talk about like not beating yourself up a lot, because I think that I'm a prime example of somebody who beats themselves up a lot, like somebody who's like always holding on to that bad feeling, that bad decision that I made. And like instead of letting it help me, instead of letting it grow me, I'm letting it hurt me, making me more anxious. It gave me more high anxiety of like what choices I'm gonna make because I'm too afraid to mess up. And then when you realize um, that you're not really growing from it no more. You're actually punishing yourself because you're not really giving yourself any grace anymore. You're giving yourself like a punishment where like, oh, every time you make this choice, it's gonna have the same outcome, and that's not what I want to do. That's not what I want me to move in life, and that's one thing I don't want you guys to move in life. That type of mentality of like, oh, every time I make this decision, I'm gonna mess up for everybody. I'm gonna mess it up for me, and I'm gonna continue being the same person. The person who makes the same mistake, the person who relapsed, the person who actually don't know what they're doing. So I might as well just stay away from it. Like no, like think about it. You gotta to for me to tell you guys like how to like not be like that no more. I would say um just look at it as like, what is the problem right here and how can I fix it? Instead of like, what is the problem here and how can I prevent it from happening? Because like sometimes life happens and we can't really prevent things from happening. It just happens. Things happen for a reason. So you might think you have a great plan until like it actually goes down and you don't know what to do afterwards. So you got to also think about like it's not just you who messes up in that situation. It's also like that other person or that other job or just the whole situation at hand. It takes a lot for it to like actually fall down together like a domino effect. And it wasn't just you that made it happen. It was just like everything happening all at once. So I would say the one thing I would do that I've been doing is to acknowledge it, acknowledging that I need to stop beating myself up for it because you know, it's in the past. You know, it's in the past, and like, what do you do from the past? You learn from it, you know, and you don't want to consistently remind yourself of your mistakes, because like that will prevent you from taking the risk. You know, prevent you from actually making a great decision moving forward in your life, because you're always gonna be like, oh, what if this happened? What if that happens? You know, so you don't want to sit in that bubble no more. You actually want to grow from it. You actually want to continue growing from your mistakes instead of dwelling and being afraid to step out of your comfort zone, you know? So yeah, I just don't want you guys to feel like that, because like we're all human. We're all gonna make mistakes. Um we're all gonna fall short at times, you know, like we all want to reflect our life like Jesus Christ. You know, we want to be like him. But then like we also got to know that he was also a God too, you know. He was the reflection of God that we had. He was the Father and the Son, you know. So and we're just human, you know, and God brought Jesus down for us to show us, like, just to be like a representation of like what is a good human, what is good, what is unconditional love, what is forgiveness, what is true sacrifice, you know. And what we can do as humans is to kind of take that and like kind of um walk in his shoes if we can, you know, kind of be that type of person, you know, to strive to be like Jesus Christ, to continue to forgive, continue to make sacrifices for the ones that we love, to continue to show unconditional love for the people that we love, of course, you know. So and for yourself, you know. And sometimes like uh sometimes you just got to understand, like, mistakes are bound to happen because we're humans. We're supposed to have that. If we wasn't making mistakes, we wouldn't be looking for Jesus Christ, you know. We wouldn't be looking for God for the answers that we have in our life, why this happened, why we went through this, you know, why that we had to make this decision, you know. That's why we always got to lean on him and trust in his timing, trust in his will, you know, because we don't necessarily know all the answers for ourselves. You know, tomorrow is like anybody, anything can happen tomorrow. Anything can happen in the second. Anything can happen like uh just now, you know. So yeah, just kind of make sure that you're coming back to yourself and making sure you give yourself some grace, knowing that you're learning, you're growing, you're becoming a better person from the situation that you were in, you know? Because if you sit and dwell in like self-hatred, self-doubt all the time, just because of that decision, then you're never going to grow as a human being, you know? You're going to continue um, blaming yourself for things that you almost had no control of sometimes, you know? And like, you won't grow from that. You only like tear yourself down. You're basically digging a hole for yourself, and you're sitting in there and you're crying about, why did I dig this hole for myself, you know? And yeah, so to grow from it, you got to, you know, you got to look at it at every different angles, you know, like you got to look at it, dissecting it. You got to basically look at yourself in a third person point of view, you know, almost like you're playing a game, you know, like what you could have done differently, what you could have said differently, how can the situation be brought um be solved better, you know. And like, instead of like um being like, oh, I'm such a bad person for this, I'm such that, you're like, no, like I learned. You gotta be like, no, like I don't want to be that type of person no more. I don't want to be in this drama. I don't want to hurt people no more. I don't want to bring people down. I don't want to be that type of person, basically, you know. And once you acknowledge that, that's already growth, you know. That's already you trying to be better. And the one thing that you gotta do is just be better from that, you know. I'm not expecting you to wake up the next day and change like fully as that person that you want to be. I'm expecting you to wake up and acknowledge the person that you once were, and to continue being better from that, you know, because we're all not perfect. Like what I said, we're all gonna bound to make mistakes, hurt people around us, and make the bad decisions, you know, at times. But like I said, um it's only a learning experience. It's not like it's gonna hurt you for the rest of your life, and maybe it will, but then like I said, you don't got to beat yourself up for it. It happened, move the fuck on from it, all right? And like and that's, I think that's just all I got to say from it, because I just hate when I see people like hurting themselves, you know, like mentally, physically, because of like the choices that they made, you know. And that was also me, you know. Like I used to tell people like, I don't want nobody near me. I don't want to get into another relationship. I don't want to get to know people, because like um because not the choices that I made, but like just like how everything will go down, and how I will see everything basically moving like in a pattern of like, oh, it's consistent. It's like it's like it's bound to happen, you know. And remember when I told you guys that every time that you dwell in that situation and you kind of fall victim into that whole thing, you're gonna every time you get in that situation again, you're gonna relapse. And you're gonna be like, oh, this is gonna go down this way because I already been here before. Oh, this is gonna happen because that happened last time. You know, instead of me thinking like that, it's like it's almost like you restarted a game. And you're back at the spot where you know exactly where the boss is, you know his moves, you know his counters, you know like everything he's gonna do, you know. So now like I'm now that I switch my perspective and I'm in that mode again, when I'm in that situation where like it's familiar, I know the game. I know how to play it. I know how to counter it. I know how to move, how to avoid things. I know how to say the right things. I know how to involve people in the right areas in their life so things don't move that way, you know? So that was a pretty good analogy. Amen to that. So, but like I said, it's like it's nothing that you can prevent. It's something that you can just like it's something that you can just make sure that nothing goes wrong, nothing goes bad. You know, you can just make it mellow, you know, like getting into another relationship, you know, like although we all made bad choices, we all said bad things, we all like were in different situations. But next time you fall back into those situations with that one person, you will know exactly what to say, exactly what to do, what to be, what kind of person you need to be for that for your partner. You know, what kind of person they need to be for you. You know, so that comes with experience, that comes with sacrifice, that comes with like a lot of self-reflect, you know, because like you had to reflect on these things. You had to reflect on your mistakes in order to be better for the next one, be better for your next friend, be better for your family, you know, because um because if you don't and you choose to dwell in that situation and then you're like, oh, but this is gonna happen, I don't want it to happen, so I'm avoid it. Oh, this is gonna happen, I'm gonna avoid it, I'm avoid it. That's not going to really help you grow as an individual if you're just going to choose to avoid situations, you know. Although it's okay to avoid like situations that you know that is bound to go down south, like no matter what, like you beefing with somebody, you being banned from somewhere, like of course stay away from that, you know. But I'm talking about like little shit like relationship problems, friendship problems, fucking career problems, like things that are easily fixed, things that are easily avoidable, things that will like if you avoid, you'll be safe. And if you choose to go through the fire once again and knowing damn well like how to play the game, how to actually maneuver yourself in that situation in your life, you'll be just fine because you already been in it. So what's the problem of going back into it, you know? um yeah, and then like I said, relationships are going to be tough. Relationships are going to be confusing. Relationships are going to come with trials and tribulations. Relationship will come with both of you not agreeing on things, you know, and that's just a relationship. You are two different individual, you know, different personalities, different hobbies, different this, different that. You know, I'm not saying all that are different. I'm just saying like when you guys being together, something is gonna be different, you know. So like like perspective wise, viewing life wise, living situations and all that, you guys are completely different people. So you guys are of course are gonna look at life differently. You guys are of course gonna have your different opinions. You're gonna have different like lifestyles. Okay, so arguments are bound to happen, disagreements are bound to happen, hating each other at times is gonna happen, all right? But it just takes two to mingle in a relationship. It's not just one who's sacrificing everything for the other one. It's not just one person pulling the rope, you know, it's both people pulling the rope, rowing the ships, you know. So you got to understand like it's a partner deal, you know, like you and that person, all right? And I'm moving forward with this with reassurance, okay? We all love reassurance, we all need that shit from our partners, okay? But respectfully for me, like uh i don't I don't want to force that on them. I want to make sure that they're doing it on their goodwill for me, you know? Like I don't want to be begging for shit like that. I don't want to be begging for love. I don't want to be begging for attention. I don't want to be begging for reassurance because like if they truly do love me and they truly do want to be with me, they will give me all that without no hesitation, you know? Little updates here and there. Oh baby, I'm gonna be at the store today. I'll be busy today. I'll be work today, you know. Oh, sorry you feel that way. Like reassuring you by saying, "Oh, sorry you feel that way. Like, I'll do better. Like, I'll make sure this won't happen again. I'll text you afterwards." Like, basically, like all that. You know, if they truly do love you, they will do that. But if, for example, if they want to go out. like they want to go out and chill like with their girls, with their guys. They want to go do all these things. Like why would you like why would you expect a text or a call for them? You know, like if they're gonna go have fun, for me, respectfully, I would let my significant other go have fun. You know, I'll be like, hey, go have fun. Text me if you can. If not, it's okay. Like, just let me know when you're home. Let me know if you need a ride. I'll pick you up. Like, I'll be there. You know, just and then I'll go do my own thing. You know, so if my significant other is doing their own thing, I'm not really expecting a text or a call. And if I do, then that's just a bonus of like them like updating me, them like letting me know that they're okay and all that, you know. The only time that I would say is valid to like crash out is like if they say, okay, I'll call you when I'm done, and boom, it went all day and they haven't called you when the time that they said they were gonna call you. So of course, like you would like, hey, like I was wondering if you're home. Like if they're not texting and they're not answering your calls, that's when you should get worried, you know. But ultimately, like if they're gonna do their own thing, then you should go do your own thing too. You know, like if my significant other want to go out and like chill with her friends, go have fun at like a little party, whatever, and that she got invited to. I'm like, okay, cool, go have fun. I'm gonna go do my own thing. I'm gonna hit the gym, probably go home, take a nap, hang out with with my buddies, hang out with my family. Just let me know when you free so we can like continue with our relationship. Like it's not like it's on pause. I'm saying like if she want to go have fun, go have fun. I'm gonna do my own thing. You know, because if you are asking that type of things from her, you're basically giving her the power of your emotions. You're basically giving your significant other like the keys to your head, the keys to your heart. And like basically letting them play with you, play with your emotions when they're not really trying to do that to you. You're like doing that to yourself. You're letting them basically fuck with your mind, fuck with your emotions when you're just there like really really just in your head playing these scenarios in your head, like, oh, what if she's cheating on me, what if he's doing this with another girl, what if that, what if this, but then they're really not doing anything like that. You're just in your head letting your emotions play with you. And when you give people that type of power, you give people like your emotions, like you're letting them control your emotions, you're letting them uh handle you when you're not supposed to let them handle you. You should handle yourself, handle your own shit, handle your own emotions, because like I said, reassurance is everything. Reassurance in relationship, communication in a relationship is everything. But then like it shouldn't be something that you need to ask for. It should just already be there. Like when you walk into a hotel that you got invited to like a little event for it, and they booked the hotel for you. You walk in, they got snacks, they got food, they got nice beds, they got things there to like welcome you with open arms and say, hey, welcome TJ, like this and that, almost like a relationship. Like they should already have everything made for you, basically being like the not the perfect person, but like a person that is willing to like set the vibe out for both of us, for our relationship, and vice versa, basically being prepared for the things that are coming in the relationship. So they're able to give you that reassurance, they're able to give you that love, that communication that you want, the sacrifices that you want, and you guys don't have to go do this back and forth thing throughout the relationship where you guys have to like basically force that person to do that for you, force that person to become that person. Instead, they're already that person, for you. And like I said, them having a hold of your emotions is basically child play. Like they shouldn't be able to have that against you. They shouldn't. Every decision that they make should not make you move a different type of way. Like although yes, like you can say no, you say yes to whatever they gotta do, but ultimately, like I think I trust my partner enough to like understand like, oh, TJ might not like this, TJ might not like me doing this, or TJ might like me doing this. So I trust my partner enough to make that decisions, and then like she'll come to me, we'll talk about it, and like why would I be hurt, or why would I be bothered unless like it's involving like some drama stuff, or her knowing damn well she's gonna get into like trouble if she gonna do this thing. And like at the end of the day, if she chooses to do it, then like you just gotta let her do it, bro, because like you can't really control nobody. That's the one thing that I don't want to do, is be somebody who controls someone, because like I will let my partner be who they want to be. If you want to drink, you can drink. If you want to go to a party, you can go to a party. If you want to do this. You want to go on a hangout, go hang out with your friends, like do these things. But then I expect everything to slow down, you know, like I would check them. I'm like, hey, like just want to let you know, like it's cool that you do all these things right now, but like later in the future, I would expect it to slow down because like you and I are planning to have a life together. I wouldn't want my significant other to consistently be out like this, you know. But as of right now, it's cool, chilling. Like I just I'm not expecting much from you yet, but I'm just expecting like during the years to come, like all these things will slow down, you know, like kind of that type of communication that you want to give to that significant other to really set the boundaries, you know, not just rules, but boundaries of like, I just expect it to slow down, you know, because when you get into a relationship, um, when you get into a relationship, it's almost like reading a book, you know, like nothing like the ending does not start in the beginning of the book, or the climax does not start in the beginning of the book, you know. In the beginning of the book, it says once upon a time, you know, and that's the start of your relationship, you know. It's saying like once upon a time, blah blah, blah, you know, and that's the story of your relationship beginning. And like when you get deeper into the book, that's when things get interesting, that's when problem happens, that's when the climax, the resolve, the ending and all that, you know. There's no ending in the relationship, but I'm just saying like there's all these things that will play out throughout the book that you're trying to read, you know. So you got to understand like uh it takes time for a relationship to get to those type of levels, you know. So you got to also be lenient, you know, kind of be cool, but you also got to lay down the ground rules, the boundaries that you have with that significant other, so at least they can keep it in mind, you know. And then if they're the one for you, then they will keep it in mind and they will kind of be that person for you. You know what I mean? And like, oh, they don't like me smoking. Like, oh, it's okay. I'll probably wean off of this anyways. Oh, they don't like me drinking. I'll wean off of this. They don't like me going out. I'll wean off of this. They don't like me staying out too late. I'll wean off of this. You know, like if they are truly the one for you, then they will make those decisions on their own without you controlling them, without you trying to force them out of it. You know, because if you force something out, it's just gonna be shit. You know, it's gonna be tragic. It's gonna be ass. And yeah, I don't, cause like for me, I don't believe anybody who gets into a relationship and like boom, they stop doing what they should do, like smoking. You know, like I was dating this one girl, and I said I don't like girls that smoke, and she used to vape. And what I found out after a relationship was she would go into my bathroom or like go with my homeboys' girlfriends, and they will vape together, and I wouldn't even know this. So she did it behind my back, you know. And I found that like after our relationship. So that's why I truly don't believe when people would like just instantly stop something after a relationship, you know, like stop smoking, stop drinking, stop all that, you know. But then that's just me. Like me now, I was like, look, I don't need you to stop. I just need you to slow down, you know, like and slow down and like kind of wean off of it as slowly as our relationship goes, you know. I just wish she was honest with me. I wish she was able to tell me like sometimes this, sometimes that, you know. Maybe we could have worked it out. Maybe it wouldn't make her like hide things from me, you know. But ultimately, like now that I know how to move in a relationship, it's like, look, I don't expect you to quit right away. I don't expect you to stop moving how you move because like we're still fresh into the relationship, you know. So it's on you if you want to continue to do this or not. But ultimately, like if you really are the one for me, then I would expect all this to slow down, you know. So just like me, if like if my new person want me to stop going out, stop doing this, stop doing that, I'm like, okay, I get it, it's reasonable, you know. It's making sense. It's like, okay, she don't want me to drink like that, I'm not gonna drink like that no more. She don't want me to be out too late, I'm not gonna be out too late no more. Like it's just like the type of sacrifices you got to make your partner happy, you know. I'm not saying like changing your whole personality or changing your whole lifestyle for this person. It's like that's like actually kind of bad, you know. Like you don't want to do that for that person. If they truly love you, then they would like love your lifestyle. They would love you for you. You know, they would love the person that they fell in love with, the person that they texted, the person that they walked up to at that party or at the gym. You know, they will love that person as who they are in the beginning, you know, instead of like wanting to change that person. That person should want to change for you, want to be better for you, because like you are just the one for them, you know. Just like if I was to find the person for me and she expect things from me but she doesn't push me, I'm like, okay, let me lock it in because I don't want to fuck it up and like and like miss out on this person, this great person, you know. Because like if this person is like, look, I'm sorry if I pushed you too hard, let's do this, like just move on your own pace and all that, blah blah, that will make me want to change more. Like that person not forcing me to change at all, you know. That person is willing to let me move at my own pace and not their pace, you know. That will make me want to change more for that person because it's like, oh, this person is like basically letting me grow on my own pace, letting me experience, not experience, but letting me um wean off of this on my own, and then like we together, like the type of trust that this person has, like I want to, I don't want to fail them no more, you know, like I don't want to fail that person no more. And I hope that you guys can experience that one day with and be that person one day where like you could be like, look, I'm sorry, like if what I said was too much, you know, like take your time, like I'm willing to be here and work with you through it, and like, you know, I do really want this relationship with you, so let's just take our time. Boom, you in it, you know, you in it now, because like you are willing to let that person be that person, and that person is gonna be like, oh, like you're not really trying to change, like whatever, like now I want to change for you, because like you're being vulnerable with me, you're voicing your opinions, and you're showing that you want to be with me, and you're willing to work through with me with all these things that I have, all these habits that I have, you know. So yeah, it's all in a working matter, because like when you grow up, nobody's perfect. It's not like you're settling for less. It's more like nowadays you're looking for somebody who's willing to make the sacrifices for you, you know, willing to change it up a little bit for you. And like you're not even looking for that. You're just willing to see if somebody's gonna do that for you, you know? And like and like um and like a reassuring wise, it's like when you finally see that person changing, you're finally seeing that person stop doing the habits, the bad habits that they once did. That's more reassuring to you, because it shows you how true they are, they want, yeah, how true their feelings are for you, how truly they want to be with you, and how like obsessed they are with you, because they're willing to make these changes for you, you know, not just in an instant, but over time they're willing to make the change, you know. Because like I said, I don't believe nobody who makes a change overnight, you know. I don't believe in nobody that break a habit overnight, because it's a habit is a habit. If y'all don't know what a habit is like almost addictive, you know. Like it's almost like it's just like a lifestyle, you know. It's like you waking up and you hit a vape before you even go brush your teeth type of habit, you know. Like it's just wired in your brain to be normal to you, you know. So when something is normal for a person, I do not expect that person to wake up the next day and change, you know. Y'all should not have that expectation for anybody else too, you know. Like if you tell somebody stop being a hoe, you think they're gonna wake up and stop being a hoe? No. It's like it doesn't work like that. I'm sorry. Like if you go for a girl that's gonna, or guy, I'm sorry, or if you go for a person who's gonna be hoeing around, and like you know this about them, like why would you expect them to change overnight? You should expect that person to change for you, you know. And you should expect that person to like want to change for you, you know. It's different for guys and girls, but I'm gonna talk from a guy's perspective. When I truly, truly love somebody, I truly want a life with somebody, I will change for her. I would change every aspect of my bad habits for her. You know, if she voices her opinions to me, she wants me to be better. She doesn't want me to say this. She doesn't want me to say that. She doesn't want me to talk to her some type of way. I'm gonna change that for her, because I'm like, okay, she doesn't like me when I say this. She doesn't like it when I go this, do that. You know, I'm like, okay. And her reasoning is like reasonable. You know, it's like it makes sense. So I'm like, okay, bet, let me change it up, you know. Let me make sure that it doesn't make her uncomfortable, making her have high anxiety, you know, because like I was just talking about this, like because her voicing it to me, and me as a partner, like although she's not expecting it right away, but me as a partner, I should understand and like make those changes for her, you know. Because like if this is truly who I want to be with, I'm gonna do that for her, you know. Just like if a girl was to meet that one dude who checks all her boxes, that one dude who's like basically the man of her dreams, she will change too. But I don't really, I'm not a girl, so I don't understand like the girls uh thought process. You know, I know the guy thought process, and the guy thought process is like it takes a lot for us to change for somebody. It takes a lot for us to change our habits, a lot for us to change our lifestyle, a lot for us to, you know, do all these things for that one girl, because she's what she has to do is just be patient with us, you know, like willing to invest in us, willing to see us not out here, but inside, you know, seeing our heart. Even when we can't express ourselves, she understands. When she can't get to our feelings, she can get to our lifestyle. She can get to who we actually want to be, you know. And then when she gets to where we actually want who we want to be, then that will bring in the feelings, the vulnerability, the past, you know, of everything, where she can finally reveal, we can finally reveal all that shit to our partner, you know. Because that's just how I feel, you know. That's just how I feel. And like I want to experience that again because although I was so hard headed and I didn't want to be that person because I was such on a high. I was in My life was moving so fast and everything was moving so great for me. Um, I wasn't able to hit low again, because I was so high. And when I'm so high, why would I have time for my emotions? Why would I have time to be vulnerable? Why would I have time to do all these things, to feel? And I didn't. So I kept staying up high, and that cost me, that cost me a lot of relationships. That cost me a lot of, not a lot of relationships, but it cost me connection. It cost me a lot of vulnerability time, a lot of time that I could have used that to actually be more of me and not so high up like that. And I'm not saying I was high up ego driven. It was more like I was so high that I just was busy too. It's like I was so busy I couldn't feel sad. I was so busy I couldn't feel vulnerability. I was so busy I couldn't be, low no more. You and now that's why I say I'm so grateful for where I am in life right now, where all I can feel is feelings. All I can do is be vulnerable. All I can be is who I am, who I truly am. Until I go back into that lifestyle again, and then I can be better from it because I've been through it, so I can be better from it. I know where I stand. I know where I can find a mutual ground of I don't have to be so high hearted all the time. I don't have to be a mighty man all the time. What my mama says. I can also be a vulnerable man. I can also be a vulnerable man for my significant other. The face that I show to the world and the face that I show to her is gonna be way different. Because it's only her to see. It's only her to see me like this, and I want her to see me like this. I don't want, I don't want people to see me like that often because she should be the one person that sees that, her and maybe my friends and my family, but mainly her. But yeah, um, like I said, I don't want you guys to fuck it up for yourself. I don't want you guys to um get into a relationship and heavily rely on them for your emotional support. I'm sorry, emotional support is everything, but if they love you they will give you that. But also you don't want to rely on them for it because remember my last podcast I said maybe give your heart to God and he'll figure it out for you instead of giving your heart to this one person because we are all human, we're all come with flaws, we're all gonna fall short of somehow, and I might even fall short for my significant other will probably fall short for me. And that's just gonna happen, right? We're gonna be disappointed by our loved ones, all right? We're gonna be let down by our loved ones. We're basically gonna be we're basically just gonna be fucking up a lot, all right? And the one thing I told my cousin about a everlasting relationship is forgiveness. Undying forgiveness. It's like how many times are you willing to forgive this person? You know, if it's like oh maybe 5 times, oh maybe 10, oh this person got 3 strikes, then you're never gonna find love. You have to have an infinite amount of forgiveness for this person if you want to continue going. Look, like I said, if this person is abusing you, this person is using you, this person is not treating you well, leave, all right? But you have to find somebody who's willing to compromise with you, willing to talk to you, willing to go through the whole motion of the ocean with you, the highs and the lows with you, okay? Then you'll find the one. Then you'll find somebody who's willing to forgive, know that you're willing to forgive with the infinite amount. And I think if we can ask these old couples that have been together for like 60, 70 years, they'll probably give us the same answers like learn to forgive. That's got to be one of them. Learning to forgive, learning to accept that we're not perfect people and we're gonna bound to make mistakes, bound to disappoint our significant other. So like I said, if you were that type of person, like that type of dude or the type of girl who's like, oh, they got 3 strikes, they got 5 strikes, or she fuck up again, I'm gonna leave her, then you're also not ready for a relationship too. If I'm being honest with you, if my girl's being difficult, she gonna be difficult. I'm gonna be difficult. But but choosing thinking about to leave that person or choosing to leave that person or even having that thought to leave that person is like she got one more chance, bro. She fuck up and leave. You might as well just leave again because guess what? She's gonna fuck up again. He's gonna fuck up again. You know, and if you already have that mindset, you already have your choices made already, right? So you might as well save the save both of you guys some time and dip, and maybe both of you guys will go find somebody better, you know, because me, I'm the type of person who don't waste no time. You know, if we not vibing well and we not going where we should go, you either I'm either sending you it was nice to get to know you, you know, type shit, or like I think we need to go on different paths, you know, like it's cause it's like if it's not really like working, then it's not working, you know, and I tell you, somebody else is willing to come through and make it work for you, willing to go through the fire with you, you know, willing to go through all the emotions of your head with you, you know, because like that's what you want. You just need somebody who's willing to do that for you and not making it feel like they're forced to do that for you, you know? Somebody who's willing to meet you all the way and not just halfway sometimes, you know? And and you are willing to do that for them, you know, and you're willing to forgive that person. You're willing to see this person through the bad and the good, you know, through the worst and the pain of everything in the relationship, you know. And also, like a friendship wise, if we talking about friends right now, like if you really want to lock down with some good ass homies and good ass homegirls, like you gotta see who they are when you are really down like that, you know? Like if you are really down bad, like say out of relationship, injuries, or basically get kicked out the house or all this, like who are they, you know? Like are they really are they there for you? Are they checking up on you? Are they sliding your DMs to like on a random day to hit you over the hey bro, I hope you've been doing good. You've been on my mind lately, you know? Like like you gotta fine. You gotta. That's when you know you got a real ass person. You know, they might not be the closest person to you, but at least you know they're a real ass person. You know, and if you want down ass homies, you want down ass homegirls, then the friends that you have right now, you just got to see what they'll do for you when you're down like that. You know, the sacrifices they're willing to make for you, the time they're willing to make for you, the 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 time that they think about you, the little things that they point out for you. You know, they're like, oh, like you're smiling more, oh, you're talking anymore, oh, you don't care no more. You know, and like oh this or that. You know, so these people that really care about you and they look at the little things about you, like they really matter. You truly do matter to them at that point, you know, and that's how you know you got some true ass homegirls, true ass homegirl, homeboys, because like they're gonna look at your life and they're gonna they're gonna make sure that you're good. They're gonna make sure that you're great. Either they gotta conversate with you, they gotta talk to you about some random shit just to get your mind off of things. Hop on the call with you for like maybe a good hour or so, you know, just somebody who's willing to take you out and get your mind straight, you know, and those are good friends. Those are the friends that you want, you know, those are the friends that, oh, I don't care, I'm coming over to see how you are, I don't care how you feeling, you know, like if I said, oh, I'm cool, I don't want to hang out tonight, oh, I'm coming over anyways because you seem down bad, you know, like those are the real friends, you know, those are the real friends that you need, because like and because like that's almost like reflecting a true relationship, like a significant other, like what you would want, you know, like somebody who's willing to who's willing to go all the way for you, who's willing to be there for you, who's willing to take care of you when you can't take care of yourself, when you can't really think for yourself, you know? And like, although I don't expect these things from my friends are automatically those people for me, you know, checking up on me, making sure I'm good, making sure my health is good, my mentality's good, my head's straight, you know, like I don't expect them to do that for me, but they do it anyways, and they don't expect me to do that for them, but I do anyways. The only thing that I expect from them is for them to be there for me, and that's part of the one thing that they expect from me too, and that's gonna be a consistent thing, you know, for our relationship to work, our friendship to prolong even longer, you know, because these are real ride or die homies that I got, you know, and I hope that you guys got homies like this, and if you don't, maybe then it's a you problem, you know, because uh because like a lot of times when people don't have friends, like they're usually the problem. You know, like I don't believe in like, oh, I'm a lone alpha, like shut your ass up with that corny stuff, man. Like there's probably something about you that people don't like and people don't fuck with. Either you under the influence or you like during like situations you keep thinking that you're the alpha, you keep thinking that you're better than everybody else, you keep thinking like everybody else is not equal to you, then that's probably why nobody want to fuck with you, because you're like you're being like that, you know, you're being rude, uh you're being an inconvenience to everybody because you're being that type of person, you know, somebody that they don't want to hit up, they don't want to pull up because either one, you play the victim mentality or you play that alpha mentality, and that never works out in a relationship with friendships or in a relationship with like another person, you know. So yeah, don't be that type of person, man. Like um before I end this podcast, I did do like a little Q&A session. So I'm gonna open those up and like talk about it with you guys. All right, this is from my buddy. He said, "What's a goal you want to achieve before the end of the year?" All right. So, of course, health wise, my knee. I just want to get back to 100% me and getting back onto the field because like that's really truly what I need to do right now to get everything get the ball rolling for me once again. If 2025 was my year, 2026 to going on to 2027 will be my year. To continue to grow, continue to um to strive for my goals. But I can say that, but I can also say I want to be more family orientated. Knowing how where my life is right now. My family has been my biggest rock. My family has been my biggest support. Everybody's been, uh, everybody's been there for me in my lowest. Not just my friends, but my family the most. Because staying in my sister's crib, she didn't have to open up her crib for me. She didn't have to make a meal for me. She didn't have to take care of me, tell me when to take my meds, pick me up from the hospital and all that. Like but she did, she opened up her crib for me, make food for me, take care of me, um, watch like see K dramas with me because as I'm healing, I gotta get something going on for me, so I don't get bored. So and my family, my brothers and all them, like they check up on me, they come to me, they talk to me, my sister, like, and instead of talking about my injury, they talk about like my plans for the future. They talk about like my healing process. They just be around me, some quality time sometimes because like when before my surgery, it wasn't like I was avoiding my family. It's more like I had so much peace away from them now that I just wanted to dwell in it a little bit. I wanted to sit in this type of peace, like I wanted to be home alone. I wanted to do my own things, cook my own food, and be Mr. Independent. And now that I can't be Mr. Independent no more, I rely on my family, and all I am is around my family. And sometimes I forget how fun it is around my family. So that's probably one of the goals that I want to do. Maybe another goal that I have is to grow my podcast more. This is the reason why I'm being consistent. This is the reason why I'm recording without my mic in a fucking room like this for you guys because like no matter what, like I'm gonna continue to pursue this, continue to make this a career for me. If football doesn't go well for me, at least I have this type of thing for me to continue inspiring people. But football will go good for me. That's why like I have all these options. I can be a trainer, I could be a podcaster, I could be a football player, I could be whatever you want me to be under the sun. So yeah, so I'm gonna continue striving for these goals of mine and just hope for the best. And in God's will, it's going good, and God's will is gonna be good. All right. Next one. This person said, oh, sorry. How to work on your self healing and self growth? Great question. So, talk about self healing and self growth. The first things first, you got to acknowledge that you need it. You need growth, you need healing, either from past mistakes, past experiences. Like you had to understand, like you had to heal. You had to step away. So how to do it is basically um not using people to distract you from these things, using people to distract you from growing, distract you from healing, because like you can go out and drink with your friends, you can go out and like distract yourself with a lot of people, like parties and everything, but you're really not helping yourself with that. You're basically blocking out the noise, and then when you get back to it, the noise is louder, um then you're adding on to it, you're adding more to the noises that are in your head. you know so self-healing, you got to really take some self-reflect, think about the things that you've done in the past, the choices that you made, and basically um heal yourself by giving it time, learning to acknowledge it, giving it time to understand where you are in your life, where you are standing, and hopefully that when time would due to time, you will heal from it. There's really no uh fancy words for it. There's really no uh like crazy analogies for it. It's literally just you choosing these things, choosing to heal, choosing to grow. Because I know some things in our past can hurt us so much to stunt our growth, to stunt our healing. But like I said in the beginning of this podcast, you don't want that. You don't want to look at these things that happened in the past and let it stunt you, let it stop you from growing, let it stop you from becoming a better person, stopping you from leveling up. you know, because it should be like when that situation comes back around, you are better from it. You know exactly what to say, what to do, how to maneuver yourself around that situation instead of like basically uh finding yourself in that situation and like falling apart once again, you know. So for I'm gonna give you an example like relationship because it's easier to use that as an example for self-healing and growth. Okay, so for example, you broke up with this person, right? And it was toxic, it was a toxic thing. You breaking up with this person and both of you wasn't in the right also, you know, you was in the wrong. You did your you did your things, he did his things, like and now like now you're sitting in here with like a type of like um doubt, a type of regret, like, oh, I should never done this, I never done that with that person, like, oh, I wish I never met him, you know. And you're sitting here with all these thoughts, all these bad things in your head, you know. But then it's normal too, okay? But then at the same time, like, you don't want to sit like that forever. You want to bring yourself back and be like, okay, well, out of all the things I went through with this person, out of all the experience that I went through with this person, like what are some good things I could take from it, you know? And that's when healing starts, all right? Healing and self-growth starts because now you're starting to acknowledge the bad things that happen and you're choosing to learn from it. You're choosing to grow from it. You're choosing to make a better decision in your next relationship. And so you know how to prevent these things from happening. You know what to say, you know what to do, you know what to um basically reassure that person. You basically know how to be that person for for that new partner, you know, so you don't relapse and like fall apart once again when the situations come through, you know. So actually but before you even get in a relationship, take your time, heal, do your hobbies, do something new. uh uh I know I said this, but as long as you're not using it for distractions, involve yourself with family and friends, like just being able to take yourself off of it, you know, and not using them, acknowledging that you're not using them to distract you, but you're using them to just take some time away from it. And when you get back home, you can sit and dwell in it for a little bit longer, and then that's the healing, you know, because when you choose to face it, like the problems, they will get quieter, you know. They will get smaller, they will get less loud, and then you choose, and then when you're choosing to face it, things will just get easier from there because you're not running away from it, you know? You're choosing to heal, you're choosing to grow. And in order to heal and grow, you had to look at it and face it, you know, hearing whatever you got to hear in the past that hurted you and hear it once again and don't hurt you no more, you know. And the photos that you have of you with them, the pictures, the videos, the voice messages, the messages that you had that with that one person, one day you look at it and you just won't care no more. You delete it, you move on, and you find the next person and you become better with that next person, you know. So it's all going to take time, right? It's not, there's nothing fancy to it, you know. It's all gonna take time, and just you acknowledging that you need healing and you need growth. That's everything, all right? And I don't want to repeat myself, but y'all get what I mean, all right? But that's the end of this podcast, and thank you guys for tuning in and actually give me some cool Q&As. I hope you guys took a thing or two from this podcast, like reassurance and basically not giving your full like in what is it, relying on this person fully for type of things that it should already be given to you, you know. And if they don't give it to you, then that's on them, you know. Maybe voice it a little bit more, but not like make it sound like you're like begging for it, you know. You don't want to be begging for love and affection. If love and affection is something you have to beg, then they're not for you. I'm sorry. All right. Just continue being you, continue being great, continue growing, healing, and everything, and you know everything will work out just fine. All right. I know I talked about like a lot of relationship stuff in this podcast, but it's really what this podcast is about anyway. So I just hope that moving forward, whatever situation, whatever life situation that you're in, you'll become better. You know, just like me. You know, if I can do better, you can do better too. Y'all saw me at my down low. So if I'm doing good, I'm doing great. You know, I'm smiling, I'm happy. I'm doing this consistently because I want to be better, and I want that for you guys too. All right. We gonna be great. We gonna ball, and I can't wait to get back on the field and continue. And I'm gonna continue to give you guys updates on my knee every time I do this. All right. So don't get bored of me yet. All right. What else I'm gonna say? Um, oh yeah. If you guys love watching me and you want more content, just follow me my socials, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. I will have them all in the description. I will also have a verse down there for you guys to take it for the day. And then yeah, and everything will be great, bro. Just like just continue to support if you guys like this, you know. And if you guys continue to support more, maybe I'll do a Thursday with Tiss and T. Who knows? Who knows? All right. But like I said, thank you guys for watching today's podcast with Tips with T. My name is TJ Tao. Peace.